This is a bonus episode of the Rental Income Podcast. And now, Dan Lane.
I've always thought that if I want to get the highest rent possible on one of my rentals, the best thing I could do was rehab the unit. My thinking was that if I made the property really nice, I would attract a good tenant and be able to charge a premium rent. But Lee, you don't think it's really necessary to spend a lot of money on a rehab?
I think you have to look at what your tenant base avatar is really looking for in their future home and weigh what the unit requires. So you don't have to go and do every single thing. You just have to do the important things to your avatar tenant.
Lee has figured out a handful of very inexpensive upgrades that he's been doing to his rentals that have added a ton of money to his bottom line. On the show today, he's going to walk us through exactly what he's doing. And hopefully, if you can steal just one or two of these, you can make your rentals a lot more profitable too. Joining us on the show from St. Louis is Lee Fjord. We'll take a really quick break to thank our sponsors. We'll come right back and we'll talk to Lee. I want to let you know about a really easy way to track your rental income and expenses. It's an accounting software custom made for rental property investors. It takes just seconds to enter an expense or to record that you collected rent. It makes tax time really easy. Just run a report and give it to your tax person and you are done. They're currently offering a free 30-day trial. There's no credit card required, so if you don't like it, there's nothing to cancel. You can learn more and sign up today at rentaltrial.com. That's rental trial, T-R-I-A-L, rentaltrial.com. If someone could only do one thing to their rental property, what would you say is going to get them the biggest return?
The one thing that gives you the biggest bang for your buck when you're turning an apartment is cleaning. A thorough, deep professional clean will yield you the largest return of all things. It'll rent your apartment faster to a better quality tenant at a higher rent rate every single time.
So is that really, you think, just the perception that they're walking in there and if the place is just sparkling, they just feel good about it?
Perception is everything. And there is nothing more important than cleanliness when it comes to perception. If you walk into a dirty apartment and see, have weird smells coming from the carpet or, dust on the fan blades, it just gives an impression of poor quality and dirtiness that no tenant is going to want to have in their future home.
Yeah, and that's such a cheap thing to do. Just get that good cleaning. And I guess you could even write that in the lease of the tenant that's leaving, that they have to pay for the professional cleaning. So it doesn't necessarily have to be money that's coming out of your pocket every turnover.
No, in fact, what we did when I was in property management is we wrote into every single lease that there was a pre-agreed to move out cleaning fee that was charged against the tenant's security deposit. So when the tenant moved out, all they had to do was put their personal belongings on the moving truck and say goodbye.
That's great.
And that's what most tenants do anyways, quite honestly, is they grab their personal belongings, they throw them on the moving truck. It's late at night. They're tired and sweaty and they're exhausted from moving the things out. And the last thing they want to do is come back behind themselves and do a thorough, deep clean. So you have the conversation on the front end and you negotiate the cost of a thorough deep clean with your cleaning company. And you just say, how much is it going to cost for you to do imagine the deepest clean you need to do, including carpet cleaning on this 2-bedroom apartment. How much is it going to be? They say, I don't know, $250, whatever the number is. And then you go to the tenant when you're writing the lease and you say, hey, of your $800 security deposit, $250 of it is going to be automatically charged to you at move out of $250 to pay for cleaning, no matter what.
Yeah,
and they agreed to it almost 100% of the time without question.
Yeah, I mean, it's really a win-win for everybody. It's easier for them, and you've got the unit sparkling, and it's going to help you get a better tenant. So I think that's a great idea. Well, let's walk through like a hypothetical rental and talk about some of the smaller things that you're doing to maximize your rent. So when someone's at the front door, is there anything that you're doing to that door?
Absolutely. That door, needs to be clean. It needs to be, generally, if it needs to, we will paint the front door, and we almost always replace the front doorknob, especially if it's on a complex that we recently purchased from a former owner, and that doorknob might be 10 years old and all kind of old design. Maybe it's brass, maybe it's a little, older, a little grimy. We just replace it with a brand new doorknob because that's the first thing the tenant sees before they even walk in the door to their future potential home. And, it's all about first impressions.
Yeah. And the doorknob is cheap and that really, I think gives them a good impression of the unit. Okay. So they walk in and I guess like the first thing they're going to notice is the lighting. What are you doing with the lighting?
So we make sure to replace every single light fixture, generally, assuming we haven't already remodeled the apartment prior. We generally replace every single light fixture in the apartment with a 2-bulb fixture, with a 2-bulb surface-mounted light fixture. Usually we do brush nickel everything. So we do a brush nickel 2-bulb surface mount light fixture everywhere where a light fixture is needed, to give the extra level of lighting in the unit, whether it be in a hallway or a stairwell or the kitchen or, the bedroom. You can spend less and have a single bulb light fixture, but we do a 2-bulb fixture to give twice the amount of light, and it makes all the difference in the world.
All right. Kitchens and baths are probably the two biggest things that people care about. So in the kitchen, what are some low-cost things that you're doing to make your kitchens pop?
So we install on all of our kitchens a 3-inch spread bar pole on every cabinet door and every drawer. They cost about 60 to 75 cents per pole if you buy them online. I buy them in bulk at packs of 100 to 200 packs or pieces per shipping, and for less than $1 per pole, you can make the cabinets look much more updated. And if you compare it to the apartment complex down the street where you have maybe the same cabinet, but it doesn't have any handles or pulls on them, it's that extra little thing.
Yeah.
And it is the thing that the tenant's eyes gravitate to every single day when they live there or when they're viewing the apartment. Their eyes go to the thing that they're about to touch. They touch it and they pull it and they use it and they go, wow, this is new and it's, up to date. It's modern. It's brush nickel, and it cost me 70 cents.
Yeah. And that's so much cheaper than replacing the cabinet. So yeah, that's a good one. Is there anything else you're doing in the kitchen?
Absolutely. In general, depending on, the condition of the cabinets themselves, we do paint all of the cabinets.
Okay.
Generally. And based on the condition of the cabinet or the countertops, we'll either resurface or replace countertops. But a lot of times we're finding that just painting the cabinets inside and out, every square inch, not just the fronts, but the insides of the cabinets as well, get painted all the same color. And, we go with this color called shark fin gray. It's like a grayish, bluish off color that's not the same color as the walls, and it's not just white and it's not black. It's a new modern color. So we do shark fin on the cabinets inside and out. Every square inch gets painted. It makes a 1980s cabinet feel a lot more modern because they're a new modern color, and a new bar pole makes them just look brand new.
Sure. How about in the bathrooms?
In the bathrooms, We generally either paint the vanity or replace the vanity with a new vanity. We generally replace the light fixture with a three bulb surface mounted vanity light fixture, and to make it extra bright in the bathroom. And then we do an oversized mirror. So we'll remove a medicine cabinet. Let's say it's a 20 by 30 medicine cabinet. Or that's probably even a big one, it might even be like 18 or 16 by 30, whatever, small. We pull that off and we install an oversized mirror. And that mirror is, we're buying 24-inch by 36-inch mirrors that go above a 24-inch vanity. And it makes the room feel bigger. It reflects the light, so the bathroom's even brighter. And it gives someone, the feel that it's new, it's clean, it's modern, it matches. And, bigger mirror makes the room feel bigger. And I've only had one tenant ever push back on the lack of a medicine cabinet, so in that case, there's always the vanity.
Right. All right. So you've got all these things done that are pretty low cost. How much extra rent do you figure you're able to get by doing these small upgrades?
Oh, at least $50 to, if not $75 more in comparison to what my competitors are getting for their apartments, simply by just going the extra mile, cleaning the apartments, extensively, deep clean. So you walk in the door and the tenant smells cleaning supplies. It smells like Mr. Clean just walked out the front door.
Those numbers are obviously going to vary. You may be able to charge more for your rental, or you might not be able to charge quite as much as Lee is charging. It's going to really depend on the price point of your rental property and the market you're in. But I think either way, if you do a couple of these upgrades, you'll be able to charge higher rent and your rental properties will be that much more profitable. If anybody is interested in connecting with Lee, if you've got some questions, or if you want to talk to him about investing in one of his deals, I've got his contact information on the website. You can find it at rentalincomepodcast.com/Lee. That's Lee. Thank you so much for listening to the podcast today. We'll be back with a regular interview on Tuesday. My name is Dan Lane, and this has been a bonus episode of the Rental Income Podcast.